Hey, once again our opponent unfortunately decided to leave the game and the match, so we are in the 5th round, if you want to say. We're on the draw this time, and we definitely have to mulligan this. Whereas this is quite okay. I think I actually want to keep that guy. We can play our entire hand on the second turn, so that should be good. He could be Death in Texas. Once again, definitely a Death in Texas plane, not a Miracles plane. And if he is Death in Texas, I'm really happy he didn't end of turn kill the Fintorn Elves, because that would have thrown off our curve quite a bit. Also, if you draw Glimpse now, that's really good. Like, if you draw Glimpse now, we draw like 4 or 5 cards at least. Oh, now it's Swords to Plowshares? Okay. Now everything's different. I think I'm gonna cast the Cavern. If he has Wasteland, I'd rather lose the Cavern than the Horizon Canopy. Joker sent us a message. Is this Julian? Yeah. And gonna cast this. Isuri is a bit awkward against Caracas. But if you've got 8 mana, you still get the effect out of her. And if you don't, then she's like a 3 mana pot that works on your opponent's, well, not even upkeep necessarily. We'll see. Okay, I guess he's gonna take out the Symbiote with the Revoker, and then we will have a Isuri. Isuri's powers will be unleashed. Birchlow Rangers, okay. That's something I didn't expect. Yeah, one of those. But then if I wanna play Isuri, I think I play Isuri like this. I can also protect Isuri. It's unfortunate that we have to do it like this, because then we don't have the green mana, but since Death in Texas doesn't really run any destroy effects, we are fine. And then next... Oh, by the way, Isuri also doesn't work on insects. Don't forget that. Isuri doesn't work on insects, on dryads, it only works on elves. It's actually quite racist in that regard. Wire? Fine. So, assuming opponent didn't actually just forget to cast the Swords to Plowshares, we can already conclude that on the second turn he drew Swords to Plowshares, and on the third turn he drew Ethervile. But, yeah. In like a real tight game, I would assume that, but I think it's not something you can always assume. Anyway, I really just want to deal a lot of damage here. Let's see how much it's gonna be. Oh, I totally forgot about that. Oh yeah, there was something. So do I just attack for 4? Not even 4, 3, because can block and bounce. Or do I want to replay Isuri and make him... Nah, I think I want to do it like this. It's a bit weird you would actually let me do this. So this is like a 4/4. I guess if he puts both of those on this, then it dies. And now it's gonna give protection green. And now we deal 3 damage. And I guess we could replay Birchlow Rangers, but it doesn't really do anything, and only just makes it lose a life. So much Death in Texas these days. Another Vial. Oh, the dreaded 2 mana Vial. So now we can hardcast Isuri. Oh, even better. We do it like this. There should be a way to do everything I want to do right now. Pretty sure. So... Then... Oh no. Do it like this, and then untap these guys. Get this. Then he's gonna bounce Isuri. Then I'm gonna activate Isuri. I could also just do it like this. Oh no, I have to activate Isuri first. Oh, operating Isuri is actually trickier than I thought it would be. Especially against Caracas. I could bounce Isuri anyway to get this untapped. And this guy untaps as well. And then I just replay Asuri, make him tap the banner again. Maybe that's not great. On the other hand, I think it's better than randomly drawing a card when we couldn't really use that for anything. Also, is there a way that we could have activated Asuri again? 1, 2, 3. Then bounce this guy, untap, replay, bounce, maybe. I'm still totally getting used to Asuri, I feel like such a noob. But right now we get in for probably 7 damage, which I feel will eventually just wear down the opponent. But maybe you really want crop rotation in the deck as well. But right now I'm quite happy with the way this is playing out. Okay, so which guy do we want to get rid of? I guess it's not up to us to decide anyway. Probably lose, yeah, Thalia, makes sense. So first strike damage. And then we could save Heritage to it, but do we want to do that? I think we want to. But then we're also missing out on 2 damage. But overall, yeah, I think you definitely want to save Heritage to it here. Because it's also another attacker on the next turn, and adds mana for Cradle and potentially like a second Asuri activation or something. So yeah, this feels better. And I don't really care about the single point of life here. And pass. I guess I could have set up a scenario where I save it by bouncing... No, that isn't a good one, because this one is revoke it. Otherwise, I could have tried to regenerate it. This is actually something I wasn't like thinking about right now, but definitely makes sense. Also, maybe I should have like put out a regeneration shield here. Oh no, he's got his own kind of version of Asuri, I guess. But let's see. I think we might just get there. If you draw Senate, no, that's awkward. Okay, Sage. Sage can take out this guy, but then it's protected. That's okay. I think could draw the extra card, but I just wanna try to activate Asuri twice. That would be like really sweet. And then this guy untaps this guy or girl. Yeah, I think I can actually activate Asuri twice here and attack with all my elves. Trample. And do it again. And then I can bounce Asuri and untap her, and then I got 21 points of attackers, and he's got 2, 4, 5 points of blockers, and that's good enough. Unless he's got something in hand that can meddle with our plan, but I think he won't. At least not for 2. You would need a lifelinker or something. Okay, sweet. This was a little more work than I expected it to be against Death and Taxes, but it also makes the game slightly more interesting, I think. So, taking out one of those and one of the front-run elves, because Lano Elves is like actually the better card. A lot of people don't know this, but it's actually true. And I really feel I want some kind of instant speed removal. I guess we got Mortar Pot. So, what I read is that when Wizards of the Coast actually designed the equip mechanic, the way it worked was that equip could be done as an instant. At instant speed, and they played a couple of test games and they realized how broken that actually was, so they removed it and they added this Leonine whatever creature that if you have it you can equip at instant speed, but otherwise don't you ever, because it's like really good. Okay, we got a hand that can win on the second turn. Hardly ever gonna muddle one of those. Or we just I think if I put out my... He kept 7. If I put out my Dryad Arbor here, most of the hands where Death and Taxes wins against Elves is where they go turn 1, Swords to Plowshares, turn 2, Hate Bear. So I think I'm just gonna run out... Nah. So what am I gonna do if I lose this girl? The next turn I'm gonna cast Priest. Whereas I think I'd rather I'd rather lose the Dryad Arbor here, because if I go and turn to Dryad, Priest of Titania, then I can play these for free, whereas the other option of keeping Senate and losing one of my elves is less good with Priest of Titania. I could be wrong though. Oh, he doesn't do anything. Awkward, I don't want to lose my priest, but I think it's worth it. Because the more lands we get to drop before we go for Glimpse, the better. Pass! Okay, pass is great, unless he's got Revoker here. But I think he's gonna have Mirran Crusader. He kept 7 and had no play on turn 2, unless he was like holding back on Containment Priest, but I think he would have just played that. Because then he can cast like Stoneforge on the next turn, and then equip on turn 4, Jitter equip on turn 4. I guess you can still do that if you go for the Stoneforge route, but then you don't have Containment Priest. So yeah, I think he doesn't have Containment Priest. And we get to untap with Priest of Titania. It's actually insane. It's been a while. It's actually been a very long while. I remember playing Priest of Titania in my elves like 20 years ago. We have to wait a little longer to unleash the full force of the priest. Gonna go for this on elves, and I think I'm actually not gonna play any creatures. We have enough mana next turn to run out Glimpse plus the creatures, especially if he maybe doesn't port us. Okay, Avenger and Jitter. That's how you do it, right? Oh, Mother. Okay. Now this should be really sweet. Man, I love this deck already. Also in situations like this, I mean, he probably doesn't have Dismember, but it can't hurt to run out your Finton, your Heritage Druid as late as possible, because then if he wants to stop the Heritage Druid, he's forced to remove one of your creatures that is not Heritage Druid, then you can play another creature and actually use your Heritage Druid. So yeah, that's just like... That's probably the part where people later tell me, hey, I actually learned something from Julian. Because gameplay-wise, I make... I can't even call it a surprising amount of mistakes, but I do make a lot of mistakes online. But I try to not make them in paper then. Because if you've ever seen me play in paper, I'm a much tighter player on paper. Even though I still like to talk a lot with my opponents if they are up for that. You also wanna, if you really want to maximize your Glimpse chains, cast your Visionaries before the other elves, because the Visionary draws an extra card, and if one of those extra cards is a Glimpse, then you actually get to make better use out of the following elves. So it's like a super tiny edge, but it is there. And perfect. Hey, we won against our second best matchup. Actually, I wonder whether Manolith Stretch is still our best matchup. I think it actually might not be anymore, but it should still be pretty good. Anyway. Thanks for watching, and I think I'm gonna record one more because the last two were just one-match games, so see you next round.